Jai. Hare Krishna, everyone. My obeisances to all. Vanchakapadurubhyascha kripa sindhu vevacha. Pati tanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. And our prayers to Srila Prabhupada for his blessings and empowerment. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitanamane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunabali Paskacha Deshe Tarni. Time. So welcome, everyone. Great to be with you. So funny, not funny. I checked this morning for questions. There was no questions. I had one that Ellie had in our discussions earlier. We had a beautiful discussion, and which ended in a question, and so I had that, and then I looked about an hour ago. There was nothing, no questions. So I took a little nap, and get up early, and I thought, okay, I'll catch a little nap here, and I woke up, and there was all these questions. It was like minutes before class, so I could write them down, but I didn't have any time to research. So I think most of them were okay, but it's definitely helpful if you send them a little ahead of time. Even on the same day, you could send them, but give me a little time, because some of them I like to take a look in the Shastra, and some occasionally even consult with others to see how they might their take on the question. So anyway. Let's Tirtha Prabhu, did you submit a question? I didn't see one from you.
No, I didn't, Guru Dave. Sorry. No, I didn't.
But you made it, and you told me. We should have announced that. We should have announced everyone that we were meeting at the usual time.
Right. Yeah. Hawaii goes to 10 a.m. now.
Right. So I did send that out to both Ellie and Francia. Francia, she's busy today, so she had a question, but she's going to come tomorrow. And she's got something going on today with her husband, doctor.
Guru Dev, you let Tirtha Prabhu off the hook for not sending a question. And you send me to hell all the time. Not fair.
Well, he has a special connection with Jesus, so I can't mess with him that much. So he's got back.
Okay, I accept that answer. Yes, you're right. He has special connections everywhere.
He's Jesus in his court, and I'm trying to get him in my court. It's really been amazingly sweet, Jesus in my life. I mean, he's really came in, and I know we've talked about it before, but it's powerful having him. He's good addition. I mean, anyway, we'll save that. But it's great having him. I love. And I really, it makes me feel much more empowered when I speak with Christians, because I really believe and know that Jesus is real. I didn't know that. I grew up in a Jewish family, and Jesus just wasn't part of it. And it's not just a matter of knowing Jesus. Or the same is true with Krishna and Prabhupada and great Vaishnavas, any great Vaishnava. But it has to be real. It has to be awakened. It's not just like, it's kind of like falling in love. You if you fall in love, you're in love. You can't just meet somebody and you love them. I mean, it's something that either takes time or somehow it's magically awakened. I'm sure Jesus can do that in a moment, because even Prabhupada said, how long does it take to surrender to Krishna? 1 minute, 1 moment, I think he said, 1 moment. So it can happen quickly, but it was, I can appreciate Christians more than ever and their background. And I can really encourage them to just with Jesus. Not like Tirtha Prabhu can, but I'm definitely, the connection's very sweet. Okay. So
Gurudev, Bhakti Rich has a comment and a Bhakti Rich.
I don't see Bhakti Rich. Oh, there he is. Okay. Hare Krishna, Bhakti Rich. Great to have you with us.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for calling on me and reminding Maharaj that I had a question. Or it's not a question, it's just a comment that my friend Pradeep from the Krishna House, Gainesville, has joined the meeting. And Pradeep is from Nepal. And I just wanted to tell you that he's here. He's staying at the Krishna House, Gainesville. And he's a nice young devotee from Nepal.
Oh, well, does he know we got a lot of Nepalis here?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Well, actually, we have just 2. Yeah, we have two Nepalis. Why don't you say hi to Pradeep in Nepali real quick too, and that would be sweet.
Pradeep, say hi.
Hi, namaste. Maharaj.
Namaste.
Namaste, Prabhu Haribol. Jai Ho. Hare Krishna.
Okay. All right. So let's do some of these questions here and see how far we get. I'm going to save Ellie's for last, because that's pretty cool, super cool question. Okay, so let's start with Pavalochan. Okay, these are kind of fun questions. Gurudev, I received a lot of pamphlets, yearly calendars, cards with deity pictures on it. I try to save it somewhere in a bag. Now it's too much. I couldn't think of what to do with those pamphlets. What should I do, Gurudev? Your servant, Padmalochan. It's interesting that we had a class just a couple of days ago. Malati was there, our Bhagavatam class, and this discussion came up. What to do with papers and things like that. And the devotees, he jumped in. It was my godbrother, Vidagdamadava Prabhu, and he said, someone said burn this, that, and the other. I said, no, you cannot. Nothing is burned. You bury. And so Ramananda Prabhu, who's sort of heads up the class, he challenged him. And he said, well, you said that pretty authoritatively. Are you sure? And he was, dead, this is, never burn it. So I went back and I did some research, and I went back into the Puranas and read all about it. And I didn't want to rub it in his face, but very, very simply, you want to take it back put it back in its original form. Now, so basically, we don't want to just throw it in a regular trash can. There may be times, gosh, I had one incident, and I was in India, and I was staying in this little area. It was like all concrete. It's a place it's called Gaur Nagar, and there was like nowhere to bury or do anything with anything. Your only choice was trash. And where I was staying, there were no trash cans. So what do what to do with it? Come to think of it, I probably could have stuck it all in my suitcase and taken it home and deal with it. But I just found some trash area where people were putting trash, and because they were giving me all these pamphlets and this, that, and the other, and it was, I didn't know what to do. So I ended up putting it in trash. I didn't feel good about that at all. So what it says in the Puranas and other places is that you can burn, but the one thing that we don't burn, everything was really consistent on this, is deities. Deities are never burned. They can be buried, they can be taken out to sea, but never burned. But everything else can either be buried, burned, etc. The other thing that's never burned is, and I don't know why it was mentioned, a bunch of different places. I don't know who would think of burning them, but if you have a shalagram, you can't, like, they're eternal. Apparently, if you find a shalagram, which you only found in certain holy places, Malati may know, I can't remember, but certain holy places are where you'll find a shalagram, and they're eternally Krishna. So you can't like un-Krishna them. Like if you had a deity and you were going to, like in Jagannath Puri, they bury, I don't know if it's every year or every so often, they completely remake the Jagannath deities. And they bury them. I also read somewhere, and it wasn't consistent, but they would take them out to sea. And I may be getting that mixed up with the fact that the first deities that we had in Hawaii that were installed by Prabhupada were Panchatattva deities. And who knows what they were made of?
Paper mache.
Paper mache. They were made out of paper mache. And Prabhupada installed them. Now, I don't remember if Prabhupada was on the planet or not at the time they were replaced by deities that are what's a good term to use?
Marble, Gurudev?
No, it wasn't marble. Some type of, God, I don't want to use the word plastic because they're not plastic, but some sort of stuff, you pour into a mold, and they were made.
Resin.
Thank you, resin. Yeah, they're made with resin. Yeah, it's a much nicer word than plastic, and even that I'm not comfortable with. Anyway, I'm just thinking in my mind that for the temple, I probably would have rather had marble deities or something other than resin. Something doesn't sound organic enough about resin. But anyway, they were replaced, and also, by the way, in time they started to lose their shape, and they had to be replaced. And I was told that those deities, they took them out to sea. And that's where I read somewhere also that the Jagannath deities, I don't know which is correct, that they were taken, but I read somewhere in the Puranas that they're buried. In other places, it was mentioned, or I heard this, I'm not sure, but they were taken out to sea. But the bottom line is bury, burn, out to sea, but not deities and not shalograms, because you can't undo a shalogram, because shalograms they're always Krishna. Malati, you know more about this than I do.
No, Gurudev, I think, yeah, in Malaysia, when we have deities also, we never burn them. But even the pictures, because we have pictures of Lord, right? And all this, we either put it in the rivers, ocean, rivers, or we send it to the temple, the demigod temples, we send it to them. Yeah, we don't ever burn. Yeah, so I think that's exactly what you're saying, Gurudev. I don't know more than that. That's what we used to do in Malaysia as well. Yeah, the Indians.
I'm comfortable with definitely burying, and I'm quite comfortable taking out to sea. I just for some personal reason I wouldn't like burning a picture of Krishna.
Gurudev, we don't have area to bury. What are we going to do? So a lot of people live in the apartments and everything. They don't have a space that they can bury. Chaitanya Leela asked that question yesterday night, Friday, in our class, my Bhagavad Gita class on Wednesday. He said, how can we bury if we don't have space? Because he said he has tons of stuff, like even cassettes, CDs and everything. So what does he do with that? So how much can we bury?
And that's then that makes it even more complicated. A cassette,
Yeah.
It's a cassette. I don't think I'd have a real problem throwing out a cassette, because it's just plastic, and you don't want to bury plastic, because plastic's going to stay there forever.
Right.
Can
we recycle?
This is just stuff that these kind of issues that we're talking about.
Yeah.
You just can't always nail the stuff down with Shastra, and you just search in your own heart.
Yeah, true.
And deal with it. Yeah.
I did some recycling actually, with all the boxes and the papers and everything. So I don't know, when it was too much, I did some recycling. I hope I don't go to hell for that, but, I'm already going. So
come to think of it, I don't know if I'm comfortable with it either. We have recycling here in Hawaii, where they recycle the paper and stuff and cardboard, and I don't really know what goes on behind the scenes. I heard they used to send it to China, and they shipped it off, and then they wouldn't take it anymore. So I don't really know what goes on. But I don't think we're going to come up with we're not going to solve this together today. You just, follow your heart and do what you can do. And, but I wouldn't burn deities. That was very specific. Everywhere I went, we don't burn deities.
Gurudev, Ram Das has his hand up, and then I have my hand up.
Okay. Who had their hand up? Oh, Ram Das.
Ram Das.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dhanava pranams. Tirtha Prabhu, would you like to go? I'll go after you.
I was just going to make a quick comment that, of course, this is another obvious option, not for everything, but we can give it to someone. We can give it to people who are interested. We can give pictures to people. We can give pamphlets to people. Now, that may not always be practical, but I know that before I left Hawaii, I gave some things to the church. So anyway.
That's a good, simple thought. I don't want to spend too much on this subject because we've got to sort of move on. Ram Das Aviram, have you got an easy, quickie comment or question?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, so I was just wondering if you bury the murti or the deity, and isn't people going to be walking? I mean, like, I don't know. I always heard about the sea, putting it into the sea. But if someone is going to put their foot over or step on the Lord, I mean, he's buried underneath. How does that work? I was just curious.
Well, if their deities are, if the deities are marble, they're not going to break down anytime soon. And but I wouldn't have a problem burying them in the ground if I had to. Actually, I've got the luxury. I live right by the ocean, as you can see behind me. That's where I live, and I'm out in my kayak all the time for exercise. So I just take things out to sea. Has anybody had anything really special, like a deity that you had that you wanted to send it to me? I could take it out. Maybe I should go into the business. Put out a thing in the temples, Captain Howie, Captain Nara, send your stuff send it to Hawaii, to a beautiful place, and then whatever funds I get, I'll use it for buying things for my deities. But anyway, so let's move on to another subject. Everybody's okay on this? Just kind of, and if you're ever it's really bugging you, give me a call and we'll talk about it and try to resolve. What's the best plan? I burned my Brahmin threads in the past, but I don't, because one of my godbrothers said he used to burn. He was actually one of my seniors. He would burn his Brahmin threads. I don't do that anymore. I keep my Brahmin threads in fact, I just noticed that I really need to wash my Brahmin thread. I noticed it. And I wash it I wash them in the shower and they come out really clean. I like to wear my Brahmin thread until they just completely give up. Sometimes I've had them for a couple of years. They're like a friend or something. I don't. Some people, some Brahmins. When my dear God brothers, Sureshwar Prabhu, he changes his every month. But anyway, I just have a different take. I like it. It's my friend, and if it breaks, I'll retie the one little string, and I'll nurse it along. I can have them for years, so I don't change very often. Only when it's not fixable anymore. Okay, so let's go on, because there's a related question from. Well, that was again. So. Was it Rasika Pachari? What was your question? You had.
Yes, Gurudev. My question was regarding the Yamraj and Yamadutas.
About the what?
The Yamraj and Yamadutas.
Oh, okay. All right, that was your question. Okay, so Yamaraj tells his disciple there are a few things that become out of his jurisdiction, like someone who wears tulsi beads, etc. If we as devotees are not worried about meeting, Yamaraj and the Yamadutas, then how does our karma resolve itself? Just by wearing tulsi beads, we are out of the court of Yamaraj. So then we need to practice Krishna consciousness or be so serious about it. It's worded a little funny. How does Yamaraj serve us devotees since we are out of his jurisdiction? Please help my understanding, Gurudev. Okay, so you're talking about where Yamaraj, this is all part of the story of Ajamila, right? This is where you're about Ajamila.
Yes.
And Yamaraj, told his followers, the Yamadutas, that were servants, that most important thing was when he called out the holy name, he was protected, and he called that out non-offensively. It was non-boss. There was no offense in its calling out the name, even though he really wasn't calling God. He was calling his son. His son's name's Narayan. He called out Narayan. Therefore, when he said that holy name, non-offensively, the Yamadutas couldn't touch him. They didn't realize that, but he said you can't touch them. And then somewhere I think he said, and I didn't have time to go back and look at it, but he said that even someone who's wearing tulsi beads, you can't touch them. Is that correct?
Yes, Guru.
I didn't have a chance to go back and look. Okay. So, all right. So here's how I see it. If you are accused of a crime, say, for example, you're accused of killing someone and you actually didn't kill them, and you go to the court and you tell the judge, Your Honor, I didn't kill the person, and you can actually, it's a fact. You give all, the whole thing. You explain everything, and basically you're telling the judge that you didn't kill them, and there's no evidence that you did kill them. What's the judge going to do? What would the judge do? There's no evidence.
If there's no evidence, then that person is free.
Oh, you're
dismissed.
off. Correct. Now, but what if some slick, some other person comes in and presents the fact that you actually didn't kill them? That's correct. But you hired a hitman to kill him. What's the judge going to do now? This is before he's made his final decision. You hired somebody to kill him.
If there's clear evidence that you hired someone to kill them, then you are held.
Absolutely. You're definitely
murder.
In other words, it's if you're gonna wear neck beads, you're gonna put them on to commit sinful activity, and you think I'm protected. I don't think it's going to fly. Now, that's just going to be between you and Yamaraj, and I certainly wouldn't risk it. If someone is actually they're wearing neck beads because they're a devotee, and maybe they screw up, they've messed up, but they're devotees, they're really trying, and some people have difficulty. But Krishna is behind someone, even if they're having difficulties and they're struggling and this is going wrong and that's going wrong in their life, and they fall down. And even in the Gita, Krishna says, even if someone does the most abominable thing, as long as he's hanging in there, they're forgiven. Krishna's going to take care of it. Still considered saintly, because we're everybody makes mistakes along the way. So it's kind of like that between you and Yamaraja. And I'm not going to make a final decision what will happen. But the idea is we put on neck beads because we're serving Krishna. And if we've made some mistakes or we've done something wrong along the way, even killing a Brahmin, even it says, going around Tulsi, right? Krishna's will forgive us. But just like we want to be careful, which offense is it to commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name? Seventh. Yeah. Commit sinful activities on the holy. You can't commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name. If we fall down sincerely, that's another thing. Or if we're having problems along the way. So anyway, wear neck beads, and if you're a devotee, wear neck beads. But if you're actually a demoniac person, you put on neck beads and think it's going to protect you. That's going to, it may help some, but that's between you and Krishna or you and Yamaraj. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Gurudev. Thank you so much. Yes, that helps.
Yeah, but don't look for loopholes. I think you're going to get away with it. It's between you and Krishna. Okay.
Ramdas Prabhu and Bhakti Rich have a comment.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Wearing tulsi beads, there are restrictions as well. You know, if you're gonna eat meat or break the four principle, then tulsi beads you won't be able to, it will have no protection on you. So it's there as well. So it's not just that, you wear the tulsi beads like you explained. You already explained those other stuff. So I mean, it was one thing if you break the principle. But if it's mistakenly, like you said, you'll be forgiven. But if it's permanently, you're like doing it for, just for protection, tulsi beads won't work. Even if you eat meat.
Okay, let's say somebody comes new to the temple and let's say they're a butcher, because I've mentored at least once that I can think of very clearly, someone that was a butcher, and I had them. They were very interested in spiritual life, and I wasn't going to tell them, at least in the beginning. If they'll chant, great. If they want to put on neck beads, great, because they want to gradually surrender to Krishna. I think it's going to be helpful. But these are we're getting into technical areas here, and again, if somebody just is a demon and they think I can kill animals and put on my neck beads and I'm covered, that's one thing. But if someone sincerely is putting on neck beads and they want to come onto the path, I think it's going to help them. But these are little technical things that we're not going to resolve here. If somebody's they haven't given up eating the butcher, that's an extreme example. But does that mean that somebody who eats meat can't wear neck beads?
No, like you said, if they're trying, then it works.
Yeah,
they get the point is
that's between. This is all between. Everything is between us and Krishna, ultimately, right? And Krishna's a person. He's not a technical guy. Krishna sees everything differently. Every situation is different. And Yamaraj, by the way, is especially empowered by Krishna to be able to be the ultimate judge. So in this world, you get a good enough attorney, they're going to get you off, right? If you got enough money. We've seen some pretty slick people. It's like Trump. My God, this guy's done how many felonies did he have? And they got him thrown out because
34.
Technicality that he was a president. How many was it?
34.
34 felonies. And he got off on some technicality because he was a president. I mean, it was all rigged because did it go to the Supreme Court? I don't know what happened. But it was all you're not going to get it. It's not going to work with Krishna or Yamaraj. You're going to get a very, very fair trial. No mistakes are made there. You can't hire Johnny Cochran to get you off. I guess you got to be kind of old to know who Johnny Cochran is now. Who doesn't know who Johnny Cochran is? Oh my gosh.
Wasn't he the lawyer for O.J. Simpson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got OJ off. Anyway, okay. So we're going to move on. And because of time, I'm going to go to, I think.
Dr. Rich had a question or comment too.
And we're going to stop it. And we're going to, if we have time, I want to go on to Ellie's question, because it's pretty cool. And Ellie, with your permission, I'd like to read what led up to that question. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I got to go into here. Okay, so this is the discussion that went back some way with Ellie. And let me go back to Ellie. I had it up here. Let me go back here. Okay. So this is Ellie. So this is a discussion went back and forth. As I begin the 4th volume of Prabhupada Lilamrita, I'm really seeing the extent at which Krishna works in miraculous ways, reading about Prabhupada, how Prabhupada was able to continue his work despite so many setbacks, has been an eye-opener for me. He's taking up more and more. He is taking up more and more space in my heart. I hear him in my heart guiding me so much more through it. I hear him in my heart guiding me so much more through it. The day. Okay, I think you mentioned through in the day now. Okay. And I said, this is wonderful and spiritually healthy. Srila Prabhupada is alive and well. All we have to do is open our hearts and we can feel his loving presence. And so Ellie says, exactly. I'm starting to really feel what you mean by him being my spiritual grandfather and you, my true father. I could mentally understand it before, but the closer I get to Prabhupada through his biography and teachings and to you, the more my heart really gets it. And I said, and as we continue to advance in spiritual life, we will feel increasingly closer to both Guru and Krishna. These are spiritual relationships that will continue to grow eternally. This is a very esoteric subject. I could elaborate upon it in our next Sangha if you post the question. I said, oh, I would love that. Let me think about it. And then she says about how to word it. Then she says, okay, here's the question. How does our relationship with Guru and Krishna deepen as we continue to advance in spiritual life? Does that make sense? And I said, absolutely. You have kept the question simple and succinct without making it muddy. Interestingly, although your question is very straightforward, I see the answer as quite esoteric. I look forward to giving it my best shot. I mean, the conversation goes on, and she says, I said, I'm depending on Prabhupada and Krishna to help me out with this one. We'll have to wait and see how they direct me. Okay. All right. So this is a really cool question, and let's see where I'm going to go with it. It really got me thinking about the relationship, of our connection with Krishna and Guru. Now, what I started to wonder myself, and there's no answer that I could find in scripture, but and I especially got this when we were talking about the Leela that we just went through with the Damodar Leela, and the person, one lady who was giving the class, she's read all these books about the Damodar Leela, and she's going deeper and deeper into it, and it's all this incredible love between Mother Jasoda and Krishna, And so I was thinking about, our love of Krishna, and we read it all in the Krishna books, but we don't hear a lot about, when we go back to the spiritual world, our guru. We don't hear about that. We don't read about that. Now, we could say, well, in Krishna book, Krishna he took a spiritual master. Who was Krishna's spiritual master?
Sandipani Muni. Sandipani Muni.
Correct. And there was a beautiful exchange. And also Lord Ramchandra, right? He took a spiritual master. Who was his guru? Vashishta.
Vashishta Muni. Huh? See, Vashishta, right?
Vishwamitra.
And
Vishwamitra.
Vishwamitra.
Yeah, Vishwamitra. Yeah, because he
had his initiating guru and his
both
guru.
Yes.
Vashishta Muni and Vishwamitra Muni.
Yeah, true.
Lord Chaitanya also took a guru. Who was his guru?
Ishwarapuri.
Ishwarapuri, correct. Okay, but in these leelas, we don't hear much about the guru anymore. So, what happened? How do we deal with this? I couldn't find anything in Shastra that really talked about that subject. So what I started thinking about is that one thing we learn about Krishna and Guru is that there's places where Krishna says, Sakshat Hari Tvena Samasta Shastrar. This is in the Gurvastika prayers. Sakshat Hari Tvena Samasta Shastrar. The Guru is none different from Krishna. But the Guru isn't Krishna. He's representing Krishna. So, okay, this is where I'm going with this now, and I'm speaking without any real realization. It's just kind of what sort of makes sense to me is that somehow we are eternally connected to the Guru, but that's Guru in the position of Krishna. And I'm not going to give you a straightforward answer because I don't know it. And even though I am accepting the role of guru, I'm new on the job. So I don't have, I haven't like gone back to the spiritual world with my students and disciples. And I don't know how it plays out, but I'm thinking that the understanding is that, and Prabhupada did say, with no further real explanation on it, what happens when we go back to Krishna? And Prabhupada said something like that the residents will say, "Oh yeah, there's the guru and his nice disciples." So, because they asked Prabhupada, "Will we be together?" And Prabhupada just gave some cute answer. But how it really plays out, I don't have an answer. But I'm very comfortable with the fact that the guru he's representing Krishna. And that's what we really love about the guru. And I think he's always eternally going to be with us, but our real focus goes to Krishna. And remember, the guru is representing Krishna. He's in our heart. Krishna tells us, Lord Chaitanya, it's right in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Guru Sakshat Nahi Taite Guru Chaita Rupe. The Krishna's in our heart, but we can't see him. So Shiksha Guru Hoy Krishna Mahanta Swarupa, he comes on the outside. There's a verse, Acharya Mam Vijnanayam, Navamanyita Karhichet. Krishna says that one should not see any difference between the Guru and Krishna. But we do see a difference. They're both there. So it's a subject matter that I don't think we're going to resolve it, how it works out. We're just going to have to go there and see. We'll let it be a surprise how that plays out. But I can't answer that. Certainly our love of Krishna is going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. It'll never stop getting deeper. And our relationship with our guru, certainly within this life, it's going to get deeper and deeper and sweeter. And I love Prabhupada more all the time. But how this plays out when we go back to the spiritual world, we'll go there and find out. But the answer, I don't think we're going to find the answers in Shastra. You can get different takes from different people. But that's sort of my take on it. The real focus is Krishna. And how the guru plays out in that, I don't know. we'll find out. It's going to be good either way. Either we're, just totally in love with Krishna and, we don't really need the guru anymore, so to speak. Hey, you understand? The guru is connecting us with Krishna, but he's in the role. He's accepting the role of Krishna, and Krishna is operating through the guru. So we'll have to see if that made sense to Ellie. Ellie got distracted. Ellie, dear, could you follow that?
Can you tell? I'm so sorry. One of Leela's friends came up and gave me a hug. Can you?
You were following where we were going?
I'm sorry.
All right. Yeah, where I was, what I was explaining. I didn't realize that someone was there with you until the last second.
I'm so sorry.
So
it was just for a couple of seconds.
Explain that our love for Krishna is going to grow and grow and grow forever, for eternity. It's never going to stop. Our love for the guru, certainly in this life, is going to grow and grow and grow. But when that love of Krishna fully awakens, the guru's kind of done his job. And where it goes from there, I don't know. We'll go and find out. But I've never had any discussion of this.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
My observation, especially when we're talking about Mother Jasoda, because we can have any relationship with Krishna, and our focus it's all Krishna. So I kind of think the guru's done his job, and I think it's a subject that our brain just can't deal with.
It just reminded me of a lot of times when a topic or an answer is like that, it reminds me of when Jesus said, I would tell you more, but you couldn't handle it. And maybe that's why Prabhupada didn't say much about it.
Well, only Tirtha can comment on that.
Yeah, we don't have to really know where it goes. We just know we want to be there.
Correct. We love our guru, but we love our guru because our guru is representing Krishna. And we also may love, the individual aspects, because all the gurus are different. They all have different moods and flavors and so on and so forth. And it's really, really important when someone accepts a guru that they're able to feel that love and that connection, because you can't love everybody. It's a different relationship. Okay, so we got through that one. Anybody have a question or comment on that? Dr. Rich, I see your hands up.
Yes, Maharaj, I had a question about what we were talking about earlier.
Let's keep it to this question first to see if any move on from here.
Okay.
This is a complicated subject that I wasn't really sure about it until I spent a lot of time thinking about it. Yes, Malati.
We often hear Gurudev saying that guru-tattva is very mysterious. I'm thinking this is what it is. They said, I think Abhiram Prabhuji always says that guru-tattva is the most mysterious among all the tattvas to understand. And I was thinking, when you were speaking, I was thinking Achintya Veda Veda Tattva, because he's representative of Krishna, but he's not Krishna. He's not the Lord. It's like, because what he is representing is for us to go back home, to go back home to Godhead. Yeah. So I was thinking of that. Achintya Veda Veda Tattva.
Yeah. I like the word mysterious. It's a mysterious, and I'm serving as a guru, and it's mysterious for me as well. I don't know. It's really sweet. I sure love being in this position. It's like, being a dad. I love it. It's wonderful. I'm totally Krishna's instrument, but where Krishna wants to take it's mysterious. The one thing that will please me is you're seeing your love of Krishna awaken. I'm not thinking your love of me awakening. What really makes me happy is seeing you growing closer to Krishna. Whereas in a marriage, you want them to love me more, right? You want to, but that's not my position at all. I love you all so much, and in this lifetime, I love it. But where it goes from here, I don't know. It's not discussed in Shastra. It's mysterious. But whatever it's going to be wonderful, because I think I'm just thinking we're just going to have. So the guru sort of done his job, and it was really Krishna in him that we loved anyway. And it's a mysterious subject, but certainly in this lifetime it keeps growing. But the guru wants you to fall in love with Krishna, and he's accepting that role of Krishna. That you can love him within this lifetime, and where it goes from here, I don't know. Anybody have any question on the subject?
Gurudev, I have a question and also comment from one of the acharyas. So when I think it's Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he said like the knowledge is needed, like that Krishna is God till we reach back to Godhead. And just like in the war, the weapons is needed to fight the war. So after the war is fought, all the weapons go back and stored in the armory. So Guru's job is connecting to the Krishna as a God. But once that love is awakened, everybody like spiritually, everybody is in the somehow associated. But again, like there is always going to be like spiritual world. Also, there's always going to be somebody like who is in charge, and below they all the devotees or their friends or however they work, like the Radharani, Manjaris, and everybody, and their camps. So somehow in one of those posts, some hiding is there, and then we just stick in that.
Yeah, I like that. That's a great point. The verse you're talking about, that's where Krishna is speaking to Uddhava. Yo vidyashuta sampana atmabandhana manakaha mayatatam idam gyatva gyanachamai. So you say he's telling Uddhava that all this knowledge you're going to gain, you're giving it up. We give it up at the end, and we just fall in love with Krishna. Return it to him. It's important we have the knowledge now, but then who knows? We may be, let's say, I'm just throwing this out there. We could all turn out to be, cowherd boys, and we're just out there, having all fun with Krishna, and who knows? We could be serving him together, or one of us could be anyway. It's all beyond our. We'll see where we go. But yeah, I like that point. It's where Krishna himself says all the knowledge, and the guru is there to give you knowledge and to awaken that knowledge and to serve the guru. I mean, you're serving the guru, you're serving Krishna. So you're already starting that service. He's Krishna's representative. Okay, I think that's as far as we can go on the subject. Jyoti Prabhu?
I just wanted to share a little bit of what I'm chewing on, and I will chew on it more.
Okay.
In the book of Hebrews, in the Christian scriptures, it says that we are surrounded by a cloud of many witnesses, great witnesses. And what it's referring to are people of the faith who are now in that presence of God. But they're not just in the presence of God. They're surrounding all of us who are trying. They are surrounding all of us who are trying. They are all supporting us. Now I know that's very strong in particular lines of Christianity, for example, Catholicism. So when I think of like the Krishna calendar and so many days we're acknowledging someone who has passed on, or on certain days we're especially giving notice. I'm thinking it's not just because of what they did back then. This is how I view it. You
Okay.
can tell me if I'm off. I'm thinking that they're still pulling for all of us, that they're still doing a work from where they are. They're they're not only enjoying God's presence, but they're still assisting all of us. So I believe when we're all together in that presence of God, that yeah, I don't know exactly what that relationship will all be like, but I think we will not only be in fellowship with one another, but we will be assisting others who need our assistance. Now that's informed by my Christian
Right.
background. I don't know how that lands on this particular topic, but that's what I'm chewing on.
Okay. We'll chew on it some more. Yeah, the whole thing is interesting and fascinating. And remember, we already have an eternal loving relationship with Krishna. And the guru is just basically waking us up. And it's already there in our hearts. We already have an eternal loving relationship, which we've always had. And it's kind of like a doctor. He gets you well, and once you're well, you're back to your health. You don't need to keep taking the pills and going and see the doc. Your health is back. When we wake up, the love of Krishna is already there. The guru is just assisting us. And at a certain point, where the health is back, and you don't need any more help. You're already. It's the nature of our soul. So anyway, the whole thing's mysterious, and it's not so important that we even let's just have fun on the ride back to perfection. It's a very sweet. It's got its challenges, but it's a very sweet journey that we're all on. And we can certainly relish our relationships, with at this time where we're at now. We've got both Krishna and Guru. In many ways, I think but what we're really loving in the Guru is Krishna in the Guru. But I think there's more to it than that. But it's too mysterious. I don't want to articulate something that I don't even understand myself. All I know is it's really sweet. My relationship with Prabhupada is really sweet and constantly getting sweeter. At the same time, I'm falling in, my relationship with Krishna is gradually awakening. So it's, the whole thing is sweet. And just hang in there for the ride. It's just going to keep getting better. That's all I can tell you. Okay. I think I'm going to save Malati's questions for next time. She's asking about, did we discuss this last week, or I just did it in the wing
Srimad Bhagavatam class.
about tattva and tattva?
Srimad Bhagavatam class.
Gurudev, I think we did in one of the class also.
Oh, okay.
Maybe on Saturday once. If Fridays devotees don't remember.
Okay, that's right.
I think so because none of them have heard. So I think it's Saturday because I think I joined both last week. So
Okay.
one of the class, yeah.
And we'll go over that. We'll bring that up and I'll discuss it with this group.
Okay.
I discussed it in the Bhagavatam class, and then that was on, because I gave class on Friday.
On Thursday. You discussed in Srimad Bhagavatam class on Thursday with Kamilini Mataji, right? Yeah.
That's right. That's what it was. Yeah. Okay. So,
So sweet. Your answer was so sweet and nice, Gurudev. I want to hear it again. That's why I'm asking you that question.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody can hear, you know?
Anything final that we didn't get to, other than I think we covered it all.
My
Parampara
question,
Prabhu had a question. Gurudev.
You had a question?
I had a question, Gurudev.
Okay, what was
Justin Prabhu already gave me the answer very, but I need Gurudev answer also. Very immediately when I joined Justin Prabhu, already very hard and fast he gave me answer.
oh, your question was which was your question?
Gurudev, on the same question from other angle to what Justin Prabhu asked, like if what happens if somebody who is not a devotee just puts the um, tulsi beads and will they get off the hook? My question was like something happened to me like 2 days ago. Like my when I was taking shower, my neck
Oh
bed
yeah.
it broke,
No.
and then I have been collecting that, and then
Okay. Yeah, that was
working like from early to night, so I don't have time to go to temple, and I'm like it's time no neck beads.
I want to hear
What will happen if I die? I'm using clicker all day chanting. I'm like, what will happen to me?
I think that's a no-brainer question. Let's someone else answer that question. So if let's say your neck beads break and you die at night, you don't have any neck beads on. So what do you think? You're too bad, pal. You know the you didn't you're out of luck. You no neck beads, you're done, right? Or let's go even higher. I've discussed this before. You spend your whole life thinking of Krishna, and you get in a car accident, and you yell, "Holy crap!" The last thing, some big truck is driving at you, and your last thing is, "Holy crap!" What's going to happen? You're not thinking of Krishna.
But Krishna is thinking him.
What do you think, Ellie? What do you think would happen?
I think you're already in such a conditioned state of mind. You've conditioned your mind to think of Krishna that he's going to cut you a little slack.
Ellie's very sharp. Yeah, Krishna's he's going to take care of it. Krishna's not a stick.
Padman Lochan had a good response. I've heard it before, but could you repeat it so everyone could hear it?
I was just stating like Krishna is like he's thinking of him, like what to do with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Krishna's thinking of what to do?
No.
Yeah, with him.
So like that person, even if in that moment they may not consciously be thinking of Krishna, Krishna is thinking of them. That's what I thought Paman Lochan
Yeah, I
was
think
saying.
that's what she said.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought you said. That's beautiful. Yeah. Krishna's got you covered. Krishna's our best friend, for God's sake. He loves us so much. He loves us more than we could love anyone in this world.
Especially Parampara Prabhu. His name is Parampara Prabhu. Even if he doesn't have neck beads, he's fine.
Yeah.
And the main thing is like Gurudev, he has been like worried for 2 days. Like I don't have a neck bed, but I have 2 extra beat, and he never acts with me. He's like keep on thinking about like, oh my god, I don't have a neck bed.
Well, like, for example, when I went to the hospital and yeah, when they operated, they put me to sleep. I had to take my neck beads off. They don't want you wearing anything. And so I had to take my neck beads off. So if I died in the surgery, too bad, pal. No. Somebody may not be able to, maybe they're in the military or something and they can't wear neck beads.
But the super soul is watching all our lives, what we're doing, right, Gurudev? He knows. He's sitting in our heart. Yeah.
It's your technicalities. Krishna's not a technocrat.
Yeah. So he's
your lover.
Yes, exactly. He's in our heart and he knows everything. So he's going to help us with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let you wear neck beads in the military, would they? Or did they?
Gurudev, I think if we request for waiver, they will allow like a religious exemption. But back in those days, I did not ask for that exemption. I don't know why. Maybe now, thinking now, I should have asked. But again, I was just starting my
You started,
religious
yeah.
life.
You
So,
you weren't chanting.
and when I was in military, I was drinking alcohol. So, and Nitai Prabhu was eating meat. So we were not in a position to put neck
Yeah.
bead also. As soon as we left, and somehow Krishna just took it back. That, so, but
So
you know.
when you left Hawaii, where were you at spiritually? I don't remember.
Gurudev, I was chanting, but I was drinking alcohol also.
Okay.
Daytime is chanting, nighttime alcohol.
So that's
But then when I went to California, it slowly I just didn't feel like drinking all of a sudden, like just gave it.
we were
And
always in contact, yeah? We were always in
Yeah.
contact since you left.
yes, Gurudev.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Yeah, so we just carried on. That was, thank
Yeah.
God for Zoom.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
If it wasn't for Zoom, who knows where you'd be. But anyway, Christian would have made some arrangement.
No, the power of Guru, once you get a Guru and you take shelter, Guru is going to save you. And Nectar of Instruction says, right? Rupa Goswami says, he will drag you to success. And he did.
Yeah.
All of us. Yeah. He will drag us to success. Once you chant his name, he will take us there. Yeah.
Yeah. So just like this is all new to all of you, so much is new to me as we're going on. I mean, every day is new. And that's how it's supposed to be in the spiritual world. It's not like you get there and you got everything wired. Things are going wacko all the time in the spiritual world, in the most wonderful way.
Yeah. True.
Every day is like, mind-blowingly new. And the taste of the love of the Krishna Prema, it's like it can't possibly get sweeter. It's not possible to get sweeter, but it does.
Yes.
That's where we're headed.
Mm.
Unlike this material world, same old. But on this journey, it's coming, even though it's a drop, it's so sweet. We're so fortunate. All right. Okay. So we'll end here. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And we'll see you back here next week.
Yeah. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.